Hello twin flame friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. As you can see, we have a new setup today. I normally do my readings from my kitchen table, but I've now prepared a room at the front of my house which is just for my work, and this is my new arrangement. I've got windows right in front of me, so we've got beautiful lighting, so hopefully you guys can see nice and clearly. So, welcome to all my new subscribers. My channel's grown quite significantly in the last couple of weeks, so I'm really humbled and delighted to welcome you all. It's really nice to have you. I really hope you're enjoying my videos. Please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell button when you subscribe so you get notifications when I update a new video. And also, please remember I'm going live tomorrow night. There's going to be a live stream with free twin flame connection checks, which allows you to find out if you're dealing with a real twin or not, as well as looking at the connecting energies, stages you're at, that kind of thing. Karmic connections, we can cut cords where relevant. And we're also going to be doing some spirit release therapy. I can't demonstrate all of the steps of spirit release therapy because I really need to work with a facilitator. It's quite nasty work. You're dealing with removing dark false entities, negative attachments, all those kind of things, just darker energies. So it has to be quite high vibration, and I normally work with a facilitator, but there are some steps in my SRT protocol that I can demonstrate live for you, so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night. That's going to be at 6 p.m. EST, I believe. It might be 5 p.m. I'll put it on my community page later. It's 11 p.m. UK time anyway, so that's 11 p.m. GMT. I'm in London. So just check how that corresponds with your time zone, but I will double check how it corresponds and update my community page so you can see exactly what time you need to tune in according to your time zone. If your time zone isn't featured on there, just do a quick Google so you can see how it compares. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. Right, so let's go. We're going to do a collective energy update today, but I'm going to do it by pile, so it should be a slightly longer reading than usual. And also, if you didn't catch my last video, I did explain why I do the types of videos I do, because I get a lot of emails from people asking me to do, you know, can you do a reading about when he's going to leave his karmic, when he's going to come back to me, is he missing me? And I understand that these readings are great fun and a lot of comfort sometimes, but my channel is really about focusing on you, focusing on your healing and your well-being, because this journey is about you. Okay, you have to love yourself before your twin can love you. So I want to help you get there. And by just feeding you lots of readings that just focus on, you know, he's coming for you, he's missing you, that's not helping you. That's keeping you stuck. What you need to know is what's triggering you, what's blocking you, what's affecting you, and how to move forward so that you can move into surrender and acceptance. You can move into self-love, and you can, you know, be happy. Union really is the icing on the cake. It's not necessary, but you have to come into union with yourself first. You can't skip that step. You know, your divine masculine isn't going to come back until you've done that part. That's a fact. So that's what I'm all about. Anyway, let's do this. So I've used the thumbnail for the piles, but just in case you're wondering, we've got the Guided Hand Tarot with the Amazonite, the Moonchild Tarot with Black Shimmer Moonstone, the Ostara Tarot with Mangano Calcite, and the Lunar Soul with some net Jasper. So, pile one, let's go. I'm just going to move these cards up a tiny bit so we've got a lot more room on this table. Really loving my new space. Oh, and before I begin as well, a big thank you to Karen. She sent me these beautiful Fairy Forest Oracle cards. We're going to use these today's reading. And she said, "Hello, Charlotte, you are brilliant. Thank you for your guidance and honest chats. Believe me, they help." From Karen. Thank you so much, Karen. You're such a dream. I love getting new tarot cards. It's my favourite thing. If you would like to donate a card to my channel, you can do so by checking out my wish list in the description box below. Okay. Let's do this. Part one. What are the connecting energies between yourself and your divine masculine? What's coming up this week? Of course, when I do these readings, we do past, present, future, divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right, connecting energies down the middle. And as always with the future lineup, nothing is set in stone. Everyone has free will. Nothing is more powerful than your free will. So the benefit of being able to look into the future is that if it's not stacking up how you would like it to, you have the power to make adjustments so that you can get a more positive outcome. But it's nice to have a glimpse at that. It can be helpful. Right, so let's go. We'll keep that one. So that's the Lovers for the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. We've got the Four of Wands reversed, past energies. That's the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Connecting energies down the middle. Okay, let's get our oracle cards out as well. If you want to know what decks I'm using, of course, that information is always in the description box below. Actually, let me just jump up and check where you can see up to on this side. Oh, perfect. We've got loads of room. This is much better on this table, isn't it? Lighting's so much better as well. I love being in front of these windows. Oh, two flipped over there, so I'll keep those. Get these beautiful fairy oracle cards as well. We will get some more oracle cards when we've read the cards in the middle, and then we've got more room. I'm going to make this quite a meaty reading for today. Beautiful. Okay. So, Divine Feminine, the significator for you is the Lovers, which is, of course, the card of union. But I'm feeling like this is where your focus is, and it shouldn't be. You know, in the past, wow, you've both been in a really tough place in the past. You know, we've got the Four of Pentacles reversed here and the Three of Swords. And this connects with the Lovers. And I feel like, you know, this for you is about making choices. You've probably been involved with a karmic, still involved with a karmic, struggling to move away from that situation. You know, this is in the past, but there's a lot of painful energies here. I'm seeing you feeling really torn about this love triangle, about this three-way situation. And with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, you know, that's about letting go of kind of some of your codependency. But that healing's been painful. You've been through a lot of triggers. But, you know, with this new moon in Capricorn card, your hard work is definitely paying off. You're surrendering to your soul's path. But this is what you're stuck on. How to move forward when you're stuck in this relationship that you don't know how to free yourself from. For the Divine Masculine, we've got the Four of Wands reversed. You know, this is, you know, I feel like he's been in a really bad place as well, with a lot of drama. Really emotionally charged situation here for both of you. And we've got the full moon eclipse here, which says conclusions are within reach. But he's been releasing anxiety, but he is feeling very left out in the cold. It's possible for some of you that he's come back round and it's you that's stuck with your karmic. But with the connecting energy in the past here being the sun reversed, you know, this has been a really unhappy and quite difficult time for both of you. And with this card here, for the Divine Masculine, he's really been overthinking things. Conclusions were within reach, but he's kind of stuck in the drama of this very emotionally charged situation, and he can't get centered, he's unbalanced, he's not sure how to move forward in this kind of past energy. But I feel like for the Divine Feminine, you know, you have been surrendering to your path. We've got also the Sisterhood of the Rose here, which is the Priestess, Mystic Teacher. This is about, you know, really beginning to take your light work seriously, probably be training in Reiki, tarot, mediumship, you know, really focusing on refining those abilities that you have, those natural abilities. And your hard work there is paying off. When we come into the present, however, things still aren't quite as balanced as they could be. We've got the Two of Wands here, which for me indicates perhaps making a decision about your karmic situation, but you're not ready to take that leap yet. I think you've made up your mind, but you've not taken any action. For the Divine Masculine, you know, we've got this Awakening card, but I'm getting that there's a lot of fear surrounding this, and with the Five of Swords reversed, you know, there's a lot of inner conflict which he's not quite ready to let go of. So, you know, he needs to get centered. With this, you know, he's found it quite dramatic. He's been really triggered by these feelings of lack of self-worth, you know, tremendous anxiety which he's not been able to break out from. And the connecting energy is the Nine of Cups reversed, which is, you know, neither of you feeling like you've got what you want, neither of you feeling fulfilled. So a lot of very, very tense energy between you. I feel like everything is so up in the air. You know, you just don't know how to move forward. But what you have been doing, Divine Feminine, is focusing on your inner work, focusing on healing self. This has allowed you to reach this conclusion about what to do with this karmic situation, which has been very painful for you. Because you don't want to hurt them, you don't want to hurt your twin. But actually, this has got to be about you. So forget your twin, forget the karmic. You've got to ask yourself what you want. And actually, I feel like this is a time for you to surrender to your own path and to do what makes you happy so that you can unblock this sun energy, which is joy. You know? And I feel like with the Two of Wands as a decision, you know, Wands is spirit. So I feel like you are, you know, you're learning to make a decision for yourself. That happy you is the best you for everybody. But your Divine Masculine, you know, we're seeing this a lot in the current energies, that a lot of DMs are waking up. They're waking up and they're pretty conflicted and finding that very difficult. Really difficult. And it's with this card here, the Wizard, it's probably quite likely that you've been counselling them through this period. You've been offering them that spiritual guidance. You've been, you know, sharing your wisdom, sharing what you've learned on your own path. So I've got Priestess, Mystic Teacher, and they identify you as this kind of spiritual being that can help them, but they're overthinking this. That's what this card says. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. And I feel like they're really struggling with that right now. They're so conflicted. They don't know how to face awakening. And awakening can be terrifying if it's, you know, if you're not already spiritually inclined, it's not something you're ready for. We've got secrets and hidden love here as well on the Divine Masculine side. So he's definitely keeping secrets for you, from you. And it's probably pertaining to how he really feels, because he's so afraid. He's so afraid because you're probably not available right now. He doesn't want to let himself go. You know, and in the future lineup, we've got this King of Cups reversed, which is just very emotionally overwhelmed. But with the Four of Cups reversed, he is letting it go. He's ready to grasp the cup. Everything's pouring out. You know, this is, for me, this is letting go and revealing secrets. The Divine Feminine, we've got the Fool reverse, which means, you know, again, in the future lineup, even though you may have made the decision to leave the karmic, I don't think you're going to. There's still this kind of conflict. And with the Five of Wands, this is spiritual conflict. And it can also mean, for some of you, like emotional manipulation. And showing up on the divine feminine side, you may not intend to be manipulative, but, if both parties are aware, or even if they're not aware, this love triangle that you're stuck in, you're not being true to yourself, you're not being true to them either. And it's not fair to keep them trapped in this situation. So, you need to take your time and do what's right for you, but you need to be mindful that, your karmic's probably suffering too. And your divine masculine definitely is. And it's not safe for him to come forward when you're trapped in this situation. So I don't see that new beginning for you in the future. I don't see you actually, taking that decision seriously and actually beginning to take steps to release yourself from this karmic situation. There's just still too much conflict, inner conflict, spiritual conflict. I feel like there's a lot of doubt with you about your spiritual journey, and this is why it says here, surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson, every moment. And so you're torn, you're just not sure how to move forward for the highest, greatest good. But a lot of that is because you're looking outwards for answers. You're trying to consider everyone else's needs rather than just focusing on your own, which is really where your focus needs to be. I know that sounds selfish, but this is what self-love is. It's doing what's right for you. Above all else, you have to. A happy you is the best you. A happy mum is the best mum. If you've got kids and you're worried about breaking up the family, and with the sun in reverse here, this can also mean children. And it could be that both of you, the Four of Wands in reverse could mean that, he's having problems at home as well. But this can mean children. So it could be that this is what's blocking you in the past, this fear of, breaking up families, which is a really difficult thing to face. And I've been there, I didn't leave my ex, he left me, but ultimately, we had to go through that, even though we had kids together, because we weren't happy, and living with two parents that aren't happy and demonstrating a loving, healthy, balanced relationship is not good for your kids. Having two miserable parents is not good for your kids. Ultimately, the best thing is for you each to be happy. And you have to sometimes go through pain to get there. That initial breaking down of the relationship and rebuilding can feel very hard. But you have to trust that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I feel this is what you're stuck with. But with the Page of Pentacles as the connecting energy here for the future, I don't see either party taking action. I see both of you holding back. I do believe you're going to get some secrets revealed from your divine masculine. This King of Cups reversed and Four of Cups reversed is a real letting go and projecting outwards. King of Cups upright is contained feelings, secrecy, emotional restraint, but reversed, it's really letting that go. And, I do think he's a bit of a martyr to his feelings, even though he may not let on, because he is very troubled. You've got this Nine of Swords here. You've got this Five of Pentacles, which is about really feeling left out in the cold, lacking self-worth, being stuck on the outside looking in, just feeling like he's not partaking in life, like he's just stagnating. And with this Five of Swords reversed, not knowing how to release all of these conflicting feelings, particularly pertaining to the spiritual nudges he's getting from divine. So, there's a lot of tension here. But for you, divine family, let's draw some more cards to see what you need to do to move forward. So I don't want you to be stuck. Yeah, it looks like you've made that decision regarding your karmic. You're just afraid to execute it. You're afraid, but it's, you're both unfulfilled as a result of this. Okay, so we've got the Golden Unicorn here, Protector, Guardian, Champion. And I feel like this is probably what you're stuck on. You probably have got children. You're feeling very protective. You're taking that role very seriously. And it's possible that your karmic, he may not want to let go of you if you've already discussed it with him, as really taken advantage of this feeling you have of wanting to protect your children and put them first by manipulating you and telling you you're a really awful mother for even considering this split. If that's the case, you've got to recognise that for what it is. It's not really about you when he says that, because, as I said, a good mum knows that she's the best mum when she's happy. And that staying in a relationship that doesn't serve you, that is miserable, isn't good for the kids either, even though it may seem so. Nothing's ever that black and white. I'm sure there are good things about that relationship and familial setup. Nothing's ever that black and white. But ultimately, you have to be happy. You're allowed to put yourself first. And if this is the guilt trip he's throwing in your face, you need to pay attention to those signs and messages. And this is number 11. It says symbol, signs and messages. Trust in your own growth. This is the number 11 card. Symbols, signs, messages. You've got to trust in the divine. You've got to trust in spirit, because that's where you're struggling to put your trust. And I do think a lot of it is coming from this guilt trip and the karmic situation. So for the divine masculine, we've got the solitary, dedication, self-love and focus, and bliss, contentment, satisfaction, security. Both of these are number 6 cards. And this strongly indicates to me that, with this judgment card, with this awakening, that he's really going to find a much more balanced perspective. This could even indicate for some of you that he really is going to be coming into union with self, that this awakening will allow him to break through all of the drama, all of the negative emotions that he's been dwelling in, that he's been stuck in. All of this emotionally charged stuff is just going to dissipate and allow him to focus on self. That's what we've got with the solitary. This card's called bliss, contentment, satisfaction, security. So he's definitely going to be moving into a better place. This is what he needs to focus on, his own self-love. The connecting energy is astraled, which is number 10. This is completion, and it's love, fire, sensuality and fertility. For me, this is a very empressy energy. This is about the divine feminine really stepping into her power and making the right decisions for her, unblocking these energies. So you've really got to trust yourself. You've got to trust the signs from spirit. I know that you don't always. You doubt, you second guess yourself. Meditation is always the key when you're feeling that way. I'm going to get some more tarot cards actually. Let's use these ones, the Art of Love Tarot. I really want to get some more information for the DF. So what do you really need to know? What do you really need to know about one another now? About yourself, about your twin? Okay. So divine feminine, if you're going to find your joy, if you're going to be grounded in love, peace and contentment, and this is a 3, you have to resolve this situation. And this is the Queen of Swords. She's the visionary. This is about ideas, conflict, truth. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're going to find peace in this situation, if you're going to transform this 3 of Swords into the 3 of Hearts, the 3 of Joy. So we've got 3 of pain and 3 of joy. You're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to communicate from the heart. You're going to have to communicate compassionately. But the Queen of Swords also demands a certain amount of mental clarity, of real truth. You're going to have to be honest with yourself and the other people involved, I'm getting very strongly that you need to explain to your karmic that, you know, how you don't feel fulfilled. And you need to tell him that it's okay for you to seek that out, to seek out fulfillment and joy for self. You know, the Queen of Swords is firm. She doesn't take any. Oh, I really wanted to swear then, but I can't. She doesn't take any crap. Okay, she's very forthright. She's also very strategic. She's really thought through what she's going to say. I'm really guided that she's bright yellow, and this might really trigger you. Yeah, yellow is the colour of the solar plexus. This is where we're triggered. This is what we see down here with this five of wands, these powerful triggers that are coming in the future. But you've got to really try and be a bit more rational and logical about how you approach the karmic if you want to rebuild, if you want to turn pain into joy. You can't ignore that situation. The Divine Masculine, we've got the 10 of Stars, which is 10 of Wands, and acceptance and harmony. You know, this is temperance. This is about balance and peace. He's got a blue heart here. It's acknowledging the truth. He's holding pink fire, which is divine spirit. He's dressed in red, which is rooted, grounded, embracing his demons and fighting them. And, you know, all this green and blue, the heart chakra, and this purple. So I really feel like he's moving towards a much better place. He's beginning to take responsibility for self, take responsibility for the situation, release himself from that pain. And the connecting energy for you is this Knight of Wands, or Stars as it is in this deck. You know, this is action, passion, willpower. Of course, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And this can be very flighty, you know, but this is like a big, forceful, passionate push forward between the two of you. So, for the Divine Feminine, by stepping into your truth, by stepping into your joy, and taking the appropriate action to grasp that, you know, you're going to begin that new adventure. You're going to be able to unblock that energy so you can begin on that new journey independently of your karmic. And for the Divine Masculine, you know, this is really going to allow him to embrace spirit. This awakening is going to be very powerful for him. Let's get some of these as well. These are beautiful cards. I'm going to read them straight from the book. I'm just going to get one. So we've got Shine, and that is actually number 11. I read these from the book because I honestly couldn't put it better myself. The writing in this book is so beautiful. The messages are so powerful. So Shine, if you have selected this card, Spirit encourages you to shine your extraordinary, radiant light. You've travelled a long road full of experiences that consisted of reservations and uncertainty of self. Now you find yourself inspired, motivated, and ignited with a sense of purpose and passion. Limitations of the mind that once kept you bound have been released, and you are now ready to take that next step. It is time to follow your heart's true calling and sing your unique song. Spirit thanks you for having the courage to step away from the crowd despite the caution of the mind. The more you build on your creative passion, the brighter your light will shine. Not only will your surroundings transform to reflect your increasing vibration, but many around you will be inspired by your achievements and personal growth. Just by following your heart and doing what you love best, you will assist humanity in raising its planetary light. Some may become envious of your accomplishments and success, but don't feel obliged to turn your lights low to appease the discontent in them. Keep shining, for soon they too will be inspired by your luminous glow. A strong current is propelling you forward in a positive direction steered by the heart. A path that is driven by the heart is a soul that is limitless and fruitful. Have fun during this wonderful time and express your soul for the world to see. You deserve it. And the prayer here is, Great Spirit, I thank you for the clarity, insight and direction I have in my life. I'm grateful for this wonderful opportunity to share my unique light with the world. And the associated chakra is sacral. So that's really, really beautiful. And I think this really resonates with what we've been discussing for you, Divine Feminine, about accepting your true self, accepting your true path, and standing up for that, communicating that. You know, don't bow down to all these insults and this emotional manipulation that your karmic's subjecting you to. Trust in your soul's path, surrender to it. Embrace every moment. Watch this for the signs and symbols. You can have this joy, but you know, this shine card, this fiery energy is coming up over this adventurer and this beautiful fiery red astrild, love, fire, sensuality and fertility. It really is your time to shine. I really feel called to get some more. This is orphaned. This is number 5. This is this period of imbalance. I feel like the kid thing. If you've got children, for some of you that have children, this is one of the blocks for you. You know, feeling like somehow you're going to deprive your kids of both parents, of that balanced family life. That's the fear. And this is, you know, for those of you as well that don't have kids, this could be that fear of abandonment, that fear of loss, that's what's holding you back. You know, whatever your situation is, if it's a case that you've got kids, I just want you to know that I've been through this and I share custody of my kids and they are so happy and they're so balanced. They have 2 really loving parents. But they no longer have to witness conflict or sadness or pain. You know, both their parents are happy. And happy parents are the best parents. So trust this can be okay. It really can. And if this is your fear of loss or abandonment that's blocking you, you know, you've got to react to that trigger. You've got to go within. You've got to go within and purge. You've got to ask your higher self, ask your guides, go into meditation and ask yourself, why am I feeling this pain? Because you can't actually lose your twin. You're always connected to them. Whether you're in union or not, you know, their love for you is always true and pure, even if they don't acknowledge it or consciously realise it. It cannot be any other way. And we've got not for you. And this is about games. We've got a fortune cookie here on a chessboard and the divine in this picture frame. And it's the number 6. You know, you can't get stuck in these games. I'm really guided that this fortune cookie hasn't actually been properly cracked open. It's like you're not accessing the wisdom available to you. You're stuck between this light and dark energy. But you need to embrace the light. You need to embrace your joy. You need to shine. Yeah? You've got to say no to the dark energy. You've got to say no to the pain. And you've got to say no to this game that you're stuck in with this karmic situation. It is a game now. It's a battle of wills. You know deep down that you don't want to be in that relationship. I think for a lot of you as well with the 7 of Pentacles reversed, that one of the reasons you might be staying might be financial. Let's pull a card if this is the case for you. milk and honey. This is also a 6. Yeah, this is about abundance and hope and faith. So if this is why you're holding back, because you're uncertain how it's going to impact you financially, you don't know how to move forward, you need to trust that you can manifest what you need. You need to ask the divine, you know, who's always in all of these cards. They're always with you, even if you're not connected with them conversationally, if you can't hear them, see them. They're always there. You only need to affirm. Read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. You know, I manifest everything I have. It's not logical that I'm earning the money I'm earning now to support myself. To most people, it would have been impossible. But you can manifest that. If I can do it, you can do it. Milk and honey really is about abundance. You know, you've got this beautiful baby elephant here splashing around in this bowl of milk and honey. And, you know, elephants are representative of, for me, memory. You know, you've got all of this knowing and this wisdom inside of you. It's about releasing it. Sisterhood of the Rose, priestess, mystic, teacher. And this could be where you're going to find your abundance, by stepping out and helping others in this collective community, or just by embracing your spirituality and healing others in many ways. It doesn't just have to be twins. So I really hope that was helpful for you. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell button so that you get the notifications from me, and don't forget the live stream tomorrow night. Free readings for all, twin flame connection checks and SRT. I look forward to seeing you there. If you're interested in what time that's going to be, please check on my community page. It was cancelled last time because YouTube wouldn't let me stream. Hopefully we'll be good to go tonight. Please send all your best wishes, ground and protect before you arrive. Let's keep the space really high vibration so that we don't get any interference like we did last time. So thank you so much, Par One. I'll see you next time. And do comment down below. I love to hear back from you guys. I love to hear your feedback. Let me just see how long I've got. We're all good. Okay. So, part 2. Let's look at the connecting energies for you and your twin. So as usual, we're going to do past, present, future, significator for each at the top, divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right, and connecting energies down the centre. We're going to draw some oracle cards as well. It's going to be a nice meaty reading today. I think with these energy updates, it's really useful to kind of dig deep. I reckon the last one was about 30 minutes, so I'm going to try and, even though I'm super busy today, I'm actually clearing out. I'm having a big space clearing. It feels good. But I wanted to get this done first for you guys. Oh, God. I thought someone was going to knock on my door. That is one of the benefits of actually looking out of my front window. I've just seen this lady trying to knock on my door. I'm like, no, I don't want your leaflets. Go away. Oh, these interruptions, honestly. All right. Oh. These have fallen out, you know, and I'm going to keep them because I didn't know they were there. can see them. I'll read them to you anyway, don't worry. Oh, this is such a beautiful reading, you guys. I'm really excited about this one. Really excited about this one. There's a lot of beautiful progress in this pile. I will pull more oracle cards as we go. As I said, we're going to do a really meaty, really detailed reading today. Wow, exact same card came up for pile 1. And already I'm just getting like 1,000,001 downloads for this pile. This is really beautiful. Okay. So this Divine Feminine, you have done so well. You've done so well. I feel like and your Divine Masculine has as well. We've got the Page of Pentacles here for your significator and the Knight of Pentacles, the Divine Masculine. Now for me, the Page of Pentacles is usually about holding back. But in this card we see them letting go. Okay? Letting go. And for the Knight of Pentacles, the Divine Masculine, that's really about working out a way forward. And we've got here that his commitment is really being tested. Yeah. It's probably definitely a karmic situation here. That he's now in kind of limbo. But we've got hold your vision, surrender to the divine, and also surrender to prayer. And I feel like this is what he's actually doing. You know, he's got his vision now. And his commitment being tested, this refers to a karmic. With the Knight of Pentacles, he's very grounded. You know, he's really trying hard to figure out a good way forward. With this moon in the background, he's using all his intuition. He is surrendering to the divine, to prayer. So this guy's probably waking up or just woken up. You know, he's mid-awakening. And for the Divine Feminine, we've got your loved ones are safe, meditate and contemplate. And we've also got it's time to release negativity and also surrender negative thinking. So, you know, this is probably your blockage right now. Just as he's surrendering to the divine, you know, you suddenly got all afraid and negative and scared. You've got to have control over your thoughts. When they surface, you know, you've got to refocus. You've got to take back control of that voice. And you do that through meditation. And you've got all this water energy here. This is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You know, he's just got first quarter moon, fixed moon and full moon. And that's a beautiful progression. First quarter, commitment is being tested. Fixed, holding his vision. By the full moon, surrendering. So that's really beautiful. You know, and I think this is a really important time for both of you because decisions are being made. You know, in the past, we've got all of this beautiful investment of time, self and light from the Divine Feminine. And you can see these kind of twin mirror images reflected in the background. And she is balanced and aligned in her channel. She's growing, she's blooming. She's really investing in self, in her future. And we see her releasing codependency with this Devil reversed. You know, really moving into self-love, moving into surrender and acceptance. And this is mirrored in the Divine Masculine. He's, you know, with this Queen of Cups energy, he's really focusing on his own abundance. And that's the abundance within, the abundance of love within. And there's a triangle on this card, which again affirms for me there's some kind of third-party situation here. And he's not fully embraced or surrendered to spirit in his past. But he's on his way. He's surrendering to prayer. He's praying from the heart. And he's being heard. You know, so he's probably already quite spiritual. The connecting energy here is the Nine of Wands reverse, which is, you know, not giving up. And again, we see this inverted triangle. That's what this channel is. It's a triangle. So there's definitely a karmic situation here that's being brought to a conclusion. And, you know, this is a very balanced, the Nine of Wands, this is a beautiful card. Again, it's about meditation. With it being in reverse, it's about not giving up. You know, There might be an undercurrent of fear, which is the negative thinking on the divine feminine side. But she knows how to meditate through that now and be safe. And you may have been worried about your divine masculine. This one says specifically your loved ones are safe. So if you've been worried about his safety for some reason, trust that it's going to be okay. Felt really important to share that. I don't know why his safety may be compromised, but that's clearly been a concern for you. But this is just negative thinking. You've got to surrender to that. It's time to release that. Yeah? In the present energies, we have a lot more blocked energies. These are all reversed. We've got the King of Pentacles reversed and the Two of Pentacles reversed for the Divine Feminine. And this is next to the Trickster. This card of deceit, betrayal and guile. You know, things not being as they seem. And I feel like this is where your negativity is coming from. It's possible that he's not being completely honest with you and that you're feeling betrayed. You know, this has led you to feeling a bit ungrounded and uncertain about what lays ahead. And for me, the Two of Pentacles really is a twin flame couple card. You can see it as well in this deck. You've got these mirror images of two people. All this beautiful growth behind them, the butterfly representing change and progress. And the dark night behind them with all this beautiful light and growth and abundance. But this is blocked. You know, this is a blockage in your present. This negative thinking relating to some kind of betrayal or deceit. So it's possible that if he has a karmic and his commitment's really being tested, you have to trust that he's trying to work that out. But he is really letting go of emotion. He's letting go of regret, disappointment. He's letting go of pain. He's responding to his triggers with this Five of Cups reversed. And this is the King of Cups reversed over the Queen of Cups. You know, and this Hangman is, you know, this is the connecting energy and this is a refusal to surrender. And I think you're actually being called, you're being triggered because he's got secrets and hidden lore. And you've got the deceit, betrayal. You know, he's got these secrets that he's not revealing. And this has kept you stuck. It's propelled you into this negative cycle where you've begun to question the connection. But you need to trust because he is making progress. You know, this King of Cups reverse is showing him letting go of his feelings. And he's already been working on self-love. He's not ready to embrace spirit, but that energy only needs to be reversed. He's on his way. He's surrendering to prayer, surrendering to the divine. But in this deck, you know, with the Hangman, and again, this is a very symmetrical mirror image. You've got the moon in the background, that beautiful crescent moon, which represents your intuition. And it's reversed. You know, neither party is fully surrendering to what they need to. So it could be that in your present, you're being triggered quite hard by this betrayal, this deceit, this dishonesty, these secrets. You need to pull this back together and trust that even though it doesn't feel so, it's actually moving in the right direction. And the future lineup is much more positive. We've got, you know, victory, Six of Wands. Victory from spirit. You've got the snake symbolising creation, this rainbow of hope, the moon of intuition. It's a beautiful channel of light. And again, this mirror image, yeah, of the twins. This is beautiful. This is a breakthrough. This is followed by strength. And of course, we're heading towards Lionsgate. So much lion energy in our readings recently. You know, this is about really mastering your inner peace and alignment and learning to hold it because you've released codependency. You know, it's just this negative mindset now that you need to banish, that voice inside your head that constantly niggles at you and says, he's not going to leave his karmic, he's a liar. This isn't going to work out, I'm going to get hurt. This is that fear of loss and abandonment that is still sometimes rearing its ugly head. You've done most of that healing. You've released codependency, but now you need to release fear of loss. Fear of deceit specifically, I feel, with this card coming up. Can you trust this person? I think that's the fear. I don't think it's codependency. I think it's fear. fear of rejection, fear of betrayal. You need to release that. You need to step into your strength. It's waiting for you now. And for him, we've got death, which is finally that surrender, that ego death, that that rebirth, that beautiful transformation. We've got the Empress reversed here, which again, there's 3 people in this card. And for me, I could have read this card a ton of different ways in this reading, but I feel really called with this 3s that situation's going to be resolved, that he makes a decision to face his true Empress. But the universe reverse, the world reverse, shows us that cycle isn't complete. You're going to have to be patient. He needs time for his surrender, for his ego death, his rebirth. He needs time to resolve that karma. It says here your commitment is being tested. And this card comes up underneath it. He just needs time. But you've got to trust you're going to be victorious. You're going to be successful. So let's get some more oracle cards. What do you need to know to move forward? Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. And how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? You've got to shine. You've got to trust. Your vibration is rising. Meditate, contemplate, surrender to negative thinking so you can embrace your spiritual victory, your victory in love, your victory in this connection. You've got to trust. It says here, don't dim to fit in. You can see this lady covering her eyes. Again, we've got 3 mirror images here. It's crowned by this 3rd eye up here. Don't look at your 3D reality. She's blocking her real eyes. And the focus here is all on the 3rd eye, the higher intuition. What's happening in the 3D is all an illusion. You have to remember that. You need to use your intuition. You are the oracle. This is where you're getting your answers. Meditation, contemplation, connection to the divine. For the divine masculine, we've got where are you being called to journey to and how are you being called to step up and lead. This is the priestess card. It's coming up over the King of Wands reversed. And this, of course, is in this row of, this surrender. It says, go first, the universe will catch you. This is a leap of faith for both of you. It's a leap of faith for both of you. The divine feminine's got to learn to trust. Trust in the divine, that they wouldn't set her up, that they wouldn't drive her into a situation that wasn't going to serve you. I know you're afraid of betrayal, you're afraid you can't trust. And he has got secrets and hidden stuff. But it's going to be revealed. He's surrendering. His commitment's being tested and he's being called to acknowledge that. Let's get some more of these. Oh, what flipped over there? Promise, pledge, contract, abundance, peace and contentment. So we've got number 22, oath, and number 23, prayer. So, promise, pledge and contract under the trickster, this fear of deceit and betrayal and lack of trust, I think is very affirming and reassuring. You've got a contract with this person. You've got a lifetime, a soul infinite contract, infinite soul contract, sorry. He's the other half of your soul. Of course you can trust that. That's a promise that can't be broken. It's safe to love. And for him, he's gonna feel all the abundance he needs to. A lot of that king energy, that divine masculine energy is reversed for him. He's in this Knight of Pentacles situation at the moment, trying to plan a way forward. And this is what he's focused on, abundance, peace and contentment. That's what he wants now, because he's learning to love himself. Yeah, which means he's going to remove himself from situations that don't serve him and move towards ones that do. That's you. This came up for the last pile. astral, love, fire, sensuality and fertility, and wow. So you've got, so that's 22 and that's 23, and then you've got 10 and 11. All this fire energy, this beautiful fire energy. And for me, this is a release of tension as well. This is the unblocking of the root chakra, because this one's called destruction, ending, final moment, which is the death of the ego, the rebirth. And for the feminine, we've got love, fire, sensuality and fertility. So that's very powerful that you've had sequential numbers come up for both of you again. Literally, 22, 10, 23, 11. Yeah, things are moving in the right direction. You've got to trust in spirit, trust in fire energy, the beautiful spiritual energy that's guiding you. The final moment, fertility, sensuality, new beginnings. So for him, it's endings. And for you, you know, you create the new beginning. It's beautiful. Let's go connecting card. Salu, vitality, health and energy. You've got to raise this energy together. The divine feminine creates. The divine masculine controls. But you've got to create first so that you can come together with that beautiful vitality. Healthy, happy energy. This is really, really wonderful. I'm going to get some more tarot cards as well. What do you need to know about yourselves? What are you not acknowledging? I'm going to try and give this a ripple shuffle as well. These are quite big cards. It's not easy. I'll do. What do you need to know? Ace of Pentacles, abundance, a beautiful new start. And the Nine of Wands. And this was the energy that was blocked in your past. Yeah? It's going to be unblocked. Perseverance. Don't give up. Trust. That's a 9 and a 10. Wow. We've got the Ace of Stars, which is Wands. And the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Trees. That's mad. So you've got sequential numbers again. Ace and 9, Ace and 10. So these are powerful signs and synchronicities coming through for you in this reading, okay? You've had all sequential numbers here. And this is that energy in your past being unblocked. The strength to persevere and grab that new beginning. And he's doing it too. He's got creation and abundance, and they've actually flipped. You know, we were talking about creation and abundance here, and now you've got abundance and creation. You're both creators. You're both going to contribute to the end of this abundance. And look, this card's called loyalty. And 10 is the number of completion. You can trust him. You can trust his loyal heart. It's so powerful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get another surrender card for you guys as well. Surrender comparisons with other people. Stop looking at everyone else's journey. And he's got to surrender to complete healing. If you find yourself looking at everyone else's journey and wondering why you've not, why have you not moved forward? You've got to keep your focus on yourself. Focus on your strengths, your attractiveness and power. If you're comparing yourself to his karmic, yeah. And this might be a big trigger for you because you may not have acknowledged this, that you're comparing yourself with other people, that you're not feeling good enough. Okay, this is yellow as well. This is a trigger card for me. For him, this is surrendering to the divine, opening fully to love, compassion, opening fully to the universe and that spiritual and emotional healing. Very beautiful. I can get one of these cards for you both. Believe. And I think when we're talking about trust and deceit, betrayal, this is a very powerful card to come up. Believe, trust. I'm going to read it straight from the book because I really couldn't put it myself. This book's so beautiful. For a long time you cautiously walked, watching others shine and soar to heights that seemed unreachable to you. If you were drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to take that next step and join the birds that fly through the rainbow-filled skies. Take a chance. If you fail, you fail. If you make a mistake, then learn from it. Life has no guarantees. If you spend your life waiting for guarantees before taking the plunge, You just might be waiting around for a long time. Life is not meant to be lived perfectly. That is not the lesson. It's about believing in yourself, following your heart and living your truth. Have the courage to push through thoughts that hold you back from pursuing your passions and dreams. You have so much to share with the world. By not believing in yourself, you deny humanity the opportunity to raise its own light through your unique expression. We are all unique, each and every one of us, representing different facets of light. Your self-expression is unique to you, so don't think for one moment that you are not as good as another. Surrender comparisons to others. You're amazing, talented, and so very dear. Not diving in is only delaying the growth of your soul and the soul of others around you. For when you make that choice to give it all you have, others will be inspired by your courage, passion, and creative expression. Release any fears of security, stability, and finances. Trust that your needs will be met. When you follow your heart with intentions to serve humanity, doors of abundance and prosperity naturally open. The affirmation is, I am courageous as I soar to new heights of spiritual awareness. And the associated chakras are solar plexus and heart, which is heart triggers. You're being triggered to love yourself more, to step into trust, to believe. That's really beautiful. I'm going to pull a couple more of these. I really hope you're enjoying this part too. That's a beautiful reading. Feeling really good about it. Peace. Thinker. Wow, we've got that number sequence again. 23 and 22 and 44, which is 2 times 22. This is just absolute beautiful syncs. And look at all the purple on his side, okay? Blessed. Number 4, the number of balance. He is truly surrendering to spirit. This is happening. He is waking up. There is no doubt about it. He's realizing he's blessed. He's praying. He's surrendering to the divine. His ego is breaking. He's awakening. He's coming. He's on his way. Peace. You know, this is the heart. Remember this card. It was the heart and solar plexus chakra. Green and yellow. You know, these triggers that you're experiencing now, this doubt, this lack of trust, this doubt in self, this comparing yourself to other people, they serve you. They're going to bring you so much peace and joy. Okay, you're giving birth to this new version of you that's peaceful. This is truly stepping into surrender and acceptance. And the timing, these syncs are powerful because as you step into this peace, as you step into surrender and acceptance, he's surrendering to the divine. He's stepping into his own power and surrendering to healing. And you've got thinker in the middle. Give this time. Allow it to roll around. Believe. Think it through. Stop trying to distract yourself from the triggers. You've got to confront them. There's a lot of orange and yellow in this card. Solar and sacral energy. These are powerful, creative, forceful triggers. Give them time. Give them space. Beautiful. Thank you so much, party. Please like, share and subscribe. Comment down below and tell me what you think. I'd love to get your feedback. Remember, I'm going to go live tomorrow evening. That's Tuesday night. That will be 11 p.m. UK time. That's in London. So check how that compares with your time zone. But I will put a post on my community page. I'm going to be doing live twin flame connection checks for free. So if you want to know if you're dealing with a real twin or not, come along and you may get a free reading. I will be picking people from the chat as guided to do by my own guides. I will also be demonstrating some spirit release therapy, which is a deep spiritual clearing to remove anything negative that doesn't serve you. I can't do the whole protocol when I'm working independently because I need to work with a facilitator, but there are certain aspects of it that I can demonstrate to you, and I'll be doing that on the live stream. We didn't manage to get live last time because YouTube wouldn't let me stream, so send out your prayers and wishes and affirmations for it to be so. Let's manifest this live stream tonight. I'm so excited to get together with you guys and share the love. Right. Let's see what time it is. Beautiful. Okay. Pile 3. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to do a overall energy update between you and your divine masculine or divine feminine if you're the divine masculine. For you and your twin. So Divine Feminine goes on the left, Divine Masculine on the right, connecting energies down the middle, and we look at past, present and future with a significator. This is going to be a really nice, fat, meaty reading today. I'm going to pull a lot of cards. They're averaging about 30 minutes each so far. And a lot of people do contact me and say these really feel like a private reading, which makes me really happy. I love that you enjoy these readings. I love that I'm helping. Okay. Oh, that one wanted to come out. This is such a pretty deck. This is the Ostara Tarot. I love this deck. It's so pretty. I've not used it for a while in my upload with readings, but we're going to use it today. We're going to get a ton of oracle cards. I'm going to really go for it today. I like doing a nice long video. They take a reading even. They take an age to upload, but it's worth it, right? Oh. Work through your fears. Oh, hello, birdie. There's a little birdie's just stopped on my window. It's a pigeon. I don't know what pigeons mean symbolically, but we should have a look, because that feels really important. I know I've not laid these out exactly the same in every pile, but you know, I'm just kind of following my intuitive guidance right now in terms of what's needed. And I will pull more cards as we go. Okay. So for this Divine Feminine, you've been a bit fearful. I feel like you've kind of wobbled out of alignment in the recent past, and you've been struggling to pull yourself back. You've been struggling to pull yourself back. You know, we've got working through your fears and confidence is key, and for me this is like with the Four of Swords reversed. This is an inability to rest and reflect. This is, you know, your fears and lack of confidence kind of beginning to niggle. And in the past energies, we've got the Three of Cups reversed and a King of Wands reversed, which I think is really kind of forgetting that your spiritual focus needs to be on self, and perhaps as well feeling completely broken and fearful about your twins karmic. For some of you, it could be a karmic situation that's with this three that's just made you wobble out of alignment. Yeah, I'm really feeling like you've taken a step back. But you know, this isn't anything to worry about, because you already know what you need to do to get back to where you're meant to be. You've already done that work. You've just got to unblock that energy now. And, you know, we've got here, surrender to the idea that you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. And this is never more true than in the twin flame journey. If you don't love yourself, your twin can't come forward and love you. It's really that simple. You have to fix yourself. And you can't fix them. You just can't. You can't fix them. You know, but you're divinely guided. You know, that confidence is the key to your success, and you need to work through. You've got 2 new moons here. This is about starting over, and you know where you need to begin because you've done this before. So, you know, refocus your attention on fixing you. Take it off of your divine masculine. You know, for him, we've got the Magician reversed, which is him also feeling powerless and not showing how to move forward. It says here we've got full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. And he doesn't perhaps have a plan, he's uncertain. He's focused on his prosperity. We've got a lot of Taurus energy here. Full moon in Taurus, new moon in Taurus. So, you know, he's very focused on work now, I think. Really focused on his own work. This could be a bit of an addiction. But it could be that he's focused on a change at work, of wanting that new beginning, to be more prosperous. You know, we're being shown this because this will relate to you. This is about him wanting to improve self, to be more abundant so that he can impress you specifically. What's really grabbed my attention here is we've got play and play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be serious. Surrender to play, take a break from overthinking the goal. Do something fun, play as a time. So it could be that he's so bogged down with work. You know, what he needs to do is just relax. He just needs to relax. He needs to trust that prosperity lies ahead when he surrenders to his soul's path and relaxes into that. But he's being triggered very hard right now. You know, he's not feeling powerful. He wants to be, but he's not feeling it. He doesn't know how to move forward. And in, you know, the past energy, whilst this divine feminine's been wobbling out of alignment, I've got the World here and the 10 of Cups. And this is why the 6 of Pentacles is the connecting energy, this lack of equal reciprocation, this lack of balance, this lack of equal give and take, which is very emotional. This is emotional. This is a watery card. You know, this is lack of emotional reciprocation, lack of, you know, loving reciprocation. But I feel like, you know, this is why he's so unbalanced, because of this 10 of Cups energy, and then we've got this 3 of Cups reversed. It's possible that he's, for some of you, that he's, you know, focused on that karmic situation, his family, his wife, or a long-term relationship. But with the World there, that could also be an ending of that. Some kind of ending. And it was either an ending, a rejection of you, or it was an ending and a rejection of that situation. But whatever's gone on, you know, it's thrown you out of alignment, and you're not asserting your boundaries, your emotional boundaries. You know, in the present, we see you beginning to trust in self, beginning to trust in your higher intuition, and really, you know, transitioning towards, you know, that divine guidance. But for him, I think he's still trapped in this calming situation, but in part, he's afraid to be alone. He's afraid to face his soul's path. We've got the Hermit reversed here, Justice and the Hermit reversed. So a lot of major arcana for our divine masculine here. We've got the Magician reversed, the World, Justice, and the Fool reversed. You know, these are all big things, and we've got that Tower coming. These are all big, big cards. And I do believe, I'm really quite confident that for most of you watching this, this pertains to this relationship or situation he is stuck in. He knows he needs to plan to move away from it, that's over. He knows it's over, but I don't think he's moved away from it yet. And in the world, in this card, you literally see two parts of the planet literally, you know, exploding and coming away. This is a breaking down. This is an ending. Right next to the Ten of Cups, which is, you know, that happy family card. And it could be, sorry, that wasn't me farting, by the way. It was the air when I shifted on my chair. You know, it could be as well that these play cards are indicating his partying. For some of you, it's you know, it might be a case that this is where he's finding his solace in really kind of destructive, distracting behaviours, going out, getting drunk, you know, not being serious. For some of you, it may not be a need to play. It may be a need to slow down and be practical, because you've got real contradictory energies here. He's either too focused on work and needing to relax, or he's too focused on play and needing to focus on work. But either way, he's not balanced, you know, this ending, this cycle ending. And I'm getting that he's not left, and this is what's hurt you, because he's promised that he will. So this is where you've got this imbalance, this failure to meet that reciprocation and the promises. And you're trying to fix him, but you need to focus on yourself. But, you know, with this Hermit reverse, he's really resisting going in. But the truth has been spoken with this Ace of Swords. This is a new beginning in honesty. And I feel like you trusting your intuition and high guidance and beginning to develop your confidence, work through fears. You know, you're transitioning, and you between you, there's truth. This is a new beginning. This is out with the old. You know, there's this sword pierces the chest of this skeleton, death. Whatever's happening between you is very intense. There are new cycles, old cycles ending. You know, in the future lineup, we've got the Star, which for me is really about releasing those fears, embracing your confidence. And here you've got surrender your belief in scarcity. You know, the universe is asking you to open to infinite abundance so you can remove blocks in your life. And the Star is doing just that. The Star is embracing hope, embracing optimism, wishing and trusting that you can be carried along to that wish. You know, she is actually the shooting star in this deck. And with the Three of Swords reversed, this is about releasing pain. It's about healing. Definitely. But for him, I don't think he's going to make that new start until he's forced to, because we've got the Tower here. We've got the full reverse, that kind of resistance to the new beginning. But then I do feel like things are going to be taken out of his hands. This is a very forceful ending. And I don't know if you can see this, but in this card it's surrounded by doves, by peace. You know, that's what it makes way for. Endings can be painful, but they allow us to start over. And I feel like, you know, this is what he's facing. He's probably in a really difficult situation with his family, with his karmic. The connecting energy is the Queen of Pentacles, which is much more grounded, abundant and driven energy. And we've got initiate, curiosity, open and warm, and vitality, health and energy. So you've got to trust that, you know, there's going to be growth for both of you. You know, if the future connecting energy is the Queen of Pentacles, this is very positive. And you've got all of these goats here. You know, for me, the goat, that's you know, that's a very earthy energy. But it's also, you know, reminds me of Aries, which of course is fire. This Queen of Pentacles isn't just abundant, she is driven. You know, this is as a connecting energy, this is a lot of drive and passion to make plans to move forward, but it's also grounded in the practical, which is what needs to happen with this Taurus energy. Your dreams need to be a practical plan. I do see both parties coming together to plan that, even though the outcome of that isn't clear. You know, there's a definite step in the right direction between you, because he will be forced to confront that ending. He doesn't want to take the new beginning, he's not ready, but he's going to. He's going to have to. Let's get a couple more surrender cards. Wow, this came up for the last pile. Surrender comparisons with other people and surrender frustration. You know, frustration doesn't open doors. That's what it says. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. But for you, you know, there's a real... You've got to keep your eyes trained on yourself, is what this card's saying. Focus on your own strength and power. That's what happened to you. You fell out of alignment because you were so focused on him. And you're probably as well, it's really hard to not be thrown out of alignment by your twin's energy. You've got to stay grounded. You've got to stay focused. Where are you being called to journey to? Align with your life. Don't dim to fit in. So many of these cards are the same as what came in for the part 2. Where are you being called to journey to? And don't dim to fit in. This is about, again, trusting your divine guidance, because in this deck, you know, she's not looking at the 3D. She's using her third eye. She's using her intuition. You know, what are you not doing? You've got to focus on yourself. And remember, in your present, this is that Six of Swords, that transition, that transformative journey, that new beginning. You've got to take it. You've got to embrace it. For him, it says, who is not aligned or needs to change, and tune into the portal of your heart. So, you know, this is a real period of him being truthful with himself, of coming into balance with his own needs and desires, of letting go what doesn't serve him, or trying to figure that out, that balance. But he's afraid to go within. He's afraid of judgment. That decision is going to be made for him. I feel like this guy who's in the karmic, it might be that his partner finds out that he perhaps hasn't been as honest. And he's going to, you know, she might be the creator of this change. With the priestess, it says how you're being called to step up and lead. And this to me indicates that, you know, the two of you probably will work together in some capacity, if you don't already. That there's probably, you know, a higher purpose or higher mission to your connection as well. Time for a nap, time for rest, mending. So again, this is about not fixing someone else and fixing yourself. So we've got, I'm going to get a connecting card as well. Yin. We've got time for a nap and mending. You know, surrender to the idea you can fix someone. Focus on yourself. You've got to be accountable for your own healing. And this is a time for rest. And with this fox here, the moon, intuition, strategy, a lot of sacral solar energy in this card. You know, this is about giving yourself time to respond and process those triggers. Yeah? These fear and success triggers, this fear of lack, this fear of loss, of trying to heal someone else instead of self, of mending self. And 5 and 2 is 7, that's a divine number. Yeah, that's connecting with the divine for that healing. You've got to focus on yourself. For him, we've got no place like home and then new life. You know, 5 is imbalance, that's transformation, that's change. And then we've got a new life, a new beginning. 9 and 3 is 12, that's creation. Creating something new. Being reborn, rehatched. So, you know, for him, it's going to be hard for him to leave. He's probably been in this relationship for a long time. There's a lot of stability and security in that, even if it doesn't completely fulfill him. But he's going to have to embrace that new life. It's coming to him whether he likes it or not. He doesn't get a choice in this, I don't think. I think this is all about divine intervention. And, you know, with the connecting energy of yin, this beautiful Empress, High Priestess energy. This is coming up over Priestess as well. You've got to remember that until you're healed, nothing can move forward. That's the natural order. You heal, then he heals. You love self, then he loves self. When you've done that work, he can do it, and then you can come and do the work together. You can come together. Let's get some more of these cards. Right. off the centre. So, you know, you've got enchanted, beguiled and spelled and sorceress, rituals, power and will. This is all about using your light, your power, your energy to drive things forward through your own will. For him, you've got fate and destiny, promise, pledge and contract. A lot of this is fate for him. But those soul contracts he has with his karmic, they have to be fulfilled. That cycle has to be completed. And it will be completed in divine timing. Fate will deal with that contract. It will blow things up and bring them to an end, all in good time. In the meantime, your job is to step into your own power. The connecting energy is grace and gratitude. You know, gracefully accepting what is, gracefully and gratefully accepting what is. Right, I'm going to get one of these cards here. I'm going to read it straight from the book because this is so beautiful. Walk your truth is coming up over that Ace of Swords. And that's the number 8 card, number of infinity. Infinite cycles. True empowerment comes from walking, living and speaking your truth, having the courage to be guided by your heart and following your dreams. Don't be afraid to shine your magnificent light as a result of the opinions and judgment of others. Yes, you might be ridiculed, scorned and your choices mocked with disapproval, but understand this. Others mock and criticize from a place of fear within them, a fear that keeps them trapped in a repetitious wheel of illusions. By breaking free and walking the true path of your heart, you step off the merry-go-round of cyclic pain and leave the ones who scorn behind. Don't be surprised when others do everything and anything to discourage you from walking this path of the heart. In time, those that ridiculed and judged you will be inspired by your courage and ability to stand strong. They will gravitate towards you like moths to a flame with hunger to know your secret. Your light will shine so bright that it will inspire others to find the courage within them to also follow their heart and true calling. By walking your truth, you connect to the highest powers of love and enter the amazing world of manifestation. Stand strong during this testing time and stay true to your heart. You are not alone during this process of having to defend your reasons and beliefs. Synchronistic events will bring you the right people and conditions to encourage you on this chosen path. You are being guided by the Holy Spirit of love, so stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. And the affirmation is, I'm guided by the universal spirit of love as I follow my heart in all that I do. And the associated chakras are heart and throat. So that's integrating the truth of love. That's what the throat and heart chakra is. And you know, this one, surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. You know, and this was your fear, lack of confidence in your own success and working through those fears. So that's a very powerful connecting card for you too. I feel like I just need to get a couple more. This is the Art of Love Tarot. What do you need to know? Joy awaits you. That you're not limited. There you go. That he will confront that new beginning and that there will be emotional stability. That's beautiful. A surge. So that's the 8 of Pentacles. No, I beg your pardon, 8 of Wands. That's action and passion. A surge, a big surge forward is coming. It's time to release limitations and acknowledge the joy that's available to you despite this situation. And that he will move towards that new beginning, that wish fulfillment, that stability that he so craves. Everything's going to be okay. Thank you so much, Pile 3. Please do like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications for my readings when I post them. And don't forget, I'm going live tonight. Not tonight, I beg your pardon, tomorrow, Tuesday evening, I'm going live at 11 PM UK time. I will put the corresponding time zones on my community page, so do check there if you're not in the UK. And I will be doing free twin flame connection checks. For those of you that show up, I won't be able to do them from everyone, but I will be choosing people from the chat as guided to do. And I will also be demonstrating some spirit release therapy, which is a really full energetic clearing, removing any negative attachments, entities or energies that don't serve you. So come along and check that out, because I'm really excited to show you guys some of how that works. I can't demonstrate all of it on the live because I'll be working independently, and I work with a facilitator or group when doing that kind of work, so that you've got very high vibration, because it's quite risky work. You know, you do get compromised when you're dealing with dark force entities, nasty energies like that. But I will be demonstrating some of it for you, so I'll see you there. Okay, part 3. I don't work with reversals in this deck, so if they come out reversed, I'll simply flip them the right way up. So, as usual, for the energy updates, Divine Feminine on the left, Divine Masculine on the right, past, present and future, with the connecting energies down the centre. I'm going to get lots of oracle cards. We're going to do a really meaty, detailed reading today. They've all worked out about 20 to 30 minutes long, which is quite unusual for me, but it just felt the right thing to do today. Wow. You get loads of oracle cards. I will pull some out before I start reading the tarot, but I'll pull more later as well. Okay. This card has come up in all of these. Pretty sure it's come up in every pile. So, let's put that back up there. So, for the Divine Feminine, we've got this beautiful new beginning. And I feel this has been born of, you know, we've got looking at the bigger picture with this full pink moon in Sagittarius. And that's what we just had, a strawberry moon, didn't we? I'm pretty sure it was actually in Sagittarius, actually. So, you know, this has really triggered you. And you can see a full moon here, which is also very pink. I feel like this has triggered you to step into a much new place, a much newer, different beginning of taking that leap of faith, of trusting, releasing fear. I've got surrender to complete healing here as well. Surrendering to divine timing, channeling and uplifting humanities. This is a very powerful, you know, this is really opening up to your physical, emotional and spiritual healing, of really getting on that journey. I feel like if you've chosen this part, you've probably been in this twin flame connection for a while, but you've avoided the healing. You've just not known how to do it, or you've just not found the drive and enthusiasm to do it. But this full moon has opened you up. You've reached these conclusions that that's what you need to do. You've got to surrender to healing, surrender to your higher mission. And for the divine masculine, you know, he's still stuck. There's this self-entrapment with this Eight of Swords. This is self-limiting beliefs. This is refusing to see the truth. And really, you know, with this full moon in Leo, pride getting in his way. And you may have, it says here, you and your loved ones are safe. So there's probably a lot of fear here about how this connection is going to affect him and those around him. I'm not actually picking up on any karmic partner or, you know, soulmate partners in this reading. I feel like this is about him trusting himself to do right by you. That's what it means by safety. But he's a very proud man. He's feeling quite resentful at the moment. We've got here surrender resentments. You know, he's far too aware of the shortcomings of others and not acknowledging his own shortcomings. He can't see the truth. You know, in the past energy, we see this dramatic progress, and I feel like, you know, you've probably recently come into a group, a new community, perhaps even a new workplace that has really helped you step into this journey and begin healing. This is a lot of rapid change, and this is spiritual change, but that you've grounded in your 3D by getting support, by finding like-minded souls, by really connecting with a bigger picture of what you're meant to be doing here. You know, for him, because he's not seeing the full picture, he's horribly indecisive, and with this pride, you know, he's telling himself that everything's cool, I've got everything I need, I'm happy, I'm balanced. He's not trusting in this connection. He's resisting. He's in denial, actually. And he's quite bitter and resentful. And that's not about you. You mustn't internalise that. But the connecting energy is 5 of Swords. You know, sadness, regret and disappointment. So it could be that there has been some kind of conflict between you that's created this separation. I get the impression, you know, he's one of those people that's like, no, I don't feel anything. I'm perfectly happy. I'm not depressed. I don't need to heal. You know, he's one of these people that lacks self-awareness. He's not aware how he's triggered or how he impacts things. You know, and a lot of sword energy here, which for blue, holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. So he's carrying a lot of resentment. There's a lot of red in that card as well. That's anxiety. You know, this is deep inner wounds that he's holding on to. These resentments probably go way back. I'm going to say his mum. And of course, you know, that first relationship with the opposite sex, that significant first intimate relationship, if it wasn't healthy, there's resentment trapped in that maternal bond. It's going to leak out into all of his other relationships. So it might be that he's been quite cruel to you. But you need to not internalise or personalise that. It's not really about you. It's him not trusting himself to look at things clearly. He's too proud to do that. He's too proud to acknowledge forgiveness, to acknowledge his own contribution to the problems. You know, I feel like in the present energy, it says here, surrender to divine timing, and it says, sometimes divine timing may be different from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. I feel like you're embracing that now. But that's a powerful reminder if you're getting frustrated that union's not there. And there is an element of defensiveness about union here. You know, there's a desire for it, but there's also a resistance. And I feel with the connecting energies karma, that's because there's still unresolved karma. And he's indecisive, but in the present he's moving into thinking about that. And with the Ace of Wands, that's a really beautiful new spiritual start. And we've got here surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. So that you know, this is what the Four of Swords is about. Simply breathe and focus on your own power, let others come to you. So he may be fairly passive right now. There may not be much communication, but he's He's certainly connecting with some spiritual ideals and making a good start. And I do feel like a lot of this is about this divine timing, about fate, about karma doing its work. Yeah. I mean, coming up in the future, you've got the 10 of Discs and the 4 of Wands, Divine Feminine, which is beautiful. You know, we've got transformation here with this shapeshifter, and that's also a 4. This is moving into a much more balanced, beautiful, abundant. That's your manifesting coming to fruition, but with divine timing, not when you want it to. But for him, even though he's not giving up, he's going to be a lot slower to this party, and there is going to be some conflict between you. And I feel like this is because of your lack of patience. You know, that you're so focused on manifesting this relationship that you need to manifest your healing first. And I feel like you're going to get really impatient with him. You know, so remember the benefit of seeing the future lineup is so that you have time to adjust it. You have time to not, you know, say, okay, if that's where things are heading, what can I do to make sure that doesn't happen? Because, you know, the 5 of Swords in this card, it very clearly is conflict. Okay? And I do think this is him. This is him saying, no, I won't be pushed. He's the one that's indecisive and wants to take his time, and you're the one that's trying to rush things. And he really does want to take his time, and he's going to. You've got the 9 of Pentacles here. You know, he's holding that fire. He's holding this idea of spirit, but he's also looking at the map. He's looking at the plan. He's looking for a way forward. And he's very practical and methodical and measured in that. He's not giving up. But I do feel that in the future, your ego is going to jump in and get impatient. And just, you want it all now. You're so focused on that. It's going to cause conflict between you. So you've got to surrender to this healing, surrender to divine timing. You know, he's surrendering to non-action. He's being guided to be still and to take his time. You've got to trust that for that karma to be resolved, that serves you, that the divine knows about timing better than you do. You've got to be patient and trust that flow. But we've got transformation for you in Salu, vitality, health and energy for him. And this does feel like a really healthy and abundant kind of lineup for him down here. You know, wish fulfillment, grasping spirit, working out a way forward, feeling really grounded even if the road's a bit lumpy, bumpy. So you've got to trust him, you've got to be patient, you've got to trust in the process. You've got to surrender to your healing. I feel like you're new to the healing journey and you're just going to kind of wobble in and out of alignment. But again, you've got to take your focus off the goal of union. It doesn't serve you. And if you push him and get impatient with him, you're going to make things worse between you. This came out for one of the other piles as well. So what do you need to know? We've got the 5 of Cups there again. Lots of 5s, lots of imbalances here. Okay. So, you know, the Queen of Swords is about communicating from a position of truth. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This is air energy. But, you know, we've got the 5 of Cups here. This has come up twice now. It's about regret, disappointment. And you've got to be truthful and face that. That's part of your healing. You can't pretend you're okay. Okay? You've got to face your sorrow. You've got to face your pain. And you've got to take action. You've got to develop a plan to move forward with your healing, to completely surrender to that healing. Surrender to complete healing. That's what it says. Yeah? You can't focus on union. You have to focus on this. And you've got to be diligent and dynamic in how you move forward with that. And you've got to be truthful with yourself. I feel this is, you know, being truthful with yourself. You know, for him, with this 7 of Wands and the King of Pentacles, and this one's called Architect, you've got to have faith in him. You've got to have faith in his ability to let his guard down to spirit. But you've also got to have faith in his, you know, Architect is about designing something, about creating. And of course, the King of Pentacles is the King of Abundance. You've got to allow him to create his own path. Oh. So we've got the 2 of Swords there. This has already come up for us as well, that indecision. And the 3 of Trees, 3 of Pentacles, which has also come up for you. So look, both of these energies have flipped there. Two of Swords, you've got Three of Pentacles, and now you've got the Two of Swords and he's got the Three of Pentacles. Those two just fell out, okay, so that's a beautiful sync. We've got a lot of repeat cards here. You know, the fives are about addressing your imbalance and being truthful about that and not giving in to indecision. His Two of Swords is indecision, but yours is about balance, about balancing that truth and that self-awareness so you can heal. And his is about being, you know, dedicated to this new cause, dedicated to redesigning his future and a way forward. But that takes time. You've got to be patient, but the connecting energy is the Six of Wands, which is success. So you've got to have faith. That's what he's being called to do, have faith. You've got to have faith in this working out. You really do. Have faith in divine timing. Oh, surrender to inner peace. Why, but it's really satisfying shuffling these. Surrender to your fear of change. Surrender to the idea that you can fix someone, and surrender to joy. Now, I do feel like he may find a lot of fault in you, you know, and he's doing that to trigger you. It may seem cruel, and he's probably really blunt. And remember, he's seeing you through the filter of that relationship with his mother, through that maternal bond, which was not stable. Yeah, you've got to cultivate your meditation practice, which is part of your healing. It says here, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, including him, and your life will flow more easily. Of course it does. When you make complete healing your focus, that's what happens. And surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change in your job, health or relationship, or if you're fear of aging or death, repeat the affirmation that I have faith that all is well. And of course, faith came up for him. So, you know, this is about him being accountable for his own healing. And as I said, you know, he probably triggers you quite hard, quite bluntly and quite verbally. And remember that that's a projection of himself as well, and his ability to be aware. So don't be afraid to communicate that to him. You know, that's what that Queen of Swords energy is. She tells the truth. She faces it without fear. Okay, she can handle conflict, but she can handle it lovingly. You know, she's got that beautiful heart. But, you know, he probably is prone to being like, you know, you should be more like this, you should be more like that. And he's not very good at looking at himself. And he needs to accept as well that he can be happy. There's a deep underlying self-limiting belief with this guy that happiness doesn't happen. You know, that the happy ever after isn't available to people like him. That's a pipe dream, that's a myth, it's an urban legend that, you know, he's probably never seen played out in reality. So there's definitely a fear there. So you've got to help to build that trust, but he's really got a lot of his own healing to do. Remember, he won't start healing until you do. That's how this journey works. You've got to be the torchbearer. You've got to light the path. As you surrender to healing and self-love, he will be triggered to do the same. And we've got, where are you being called to journey to? You know, this might be an event, a new group, a new job, a new home, a new vacation, but this is going somewhere. It could be going within, and you're being called to journey within. Is that, you know, this has come up with that surrendering to inner peace and meditation. You know, don't ignore that call, whatever it is, wherever you're being called to go, don't ignore it. For him, we've got don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And this has come up, Unfinished Symphony. You know, so he's got very fragile ego, this guy. We can see that with this, don't let your pride get in the way, self-limiting beliefs. You know, he's got mummy problems. He feels like he needs to fit in. And this may be why he's afraid of surrendering to spirit. You know, that's harder for the masculine, to trust their higher instincts and to be that spiritual person. It's not a very macho, cool thing to do, is the perception of a lot of men. But, you know, you've got to trust that this cycle is unresolved. You've got to have faith. and surrender to divine timing that it's going to be okay. It does say here it's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe, and I said that at the very beginning for you. I feel like the divine feminine here has made dramatic progress since this strawberry full moon in Sagittarius. You know, she's found a team of people she can work with that are helping her drive this forward. It's really powerful. Time to go. And again, where are you being called to journey to? It's time to go there. And that's 4 and 9. That's a very independent number. That's the hermit number. You can see she's following this bridge to this doorway. We talked about that in my student class, actually. In one of the meditations, we, you know, create this in our meditative journeys, we follow a path to a gateway, to a portal into our higher mind. So this could be really about being called to journey within. But, you know, take what works for you. We've got exchanging gifts. You know, that's some reciprocation coming your way. But that's 7 and 2, that's 9 also. That's a very independent number. You know, this could be a gift to himself, the gift of surrender. Who knows? Right, I'm going to choose one of these cards, and I will read this straight from the book because they're so beautiful. The post lady's just come into my door, so it's possible the dogs are going to start barking. That's the benefits of being at the front of the house instead of at the back. Right. Okay, time out. Number 5. I'm going to read it straight from the book. Time out. If you have picked this card, Spirit is calling for you to slow down. Take some time out from your busy schedule and the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Chasing the clock and getting yourself all caught up in the illusion of time has been taking its toll on you. For so long you have been at war with time, with statements like, I just don't have enough time. Spirit understands your hunger and desire to evolve as a soul and can see the blockages that stop you from evolving further. You see, the universe grants your wish on a daily basis by ensuring you don't have time. Your words hold so much power and as such should be used wisely. So, you know, be very careful what you're manifesting. If you're really focused on healing but you're saying, this isn't working for me, you're creating a blockage for yourself. You know, I'm trying so hard, but it doesn't work. There's no point in putting all of your effort, you know, spending hours a day in healing and then saying, this isn't working. You know, you've got to be saying to yourself, this is working, and you've got to trust in divine time. You've got to be patient. Feeling as though you don't have time can leave you irritable, anxious and drained. Recharge your body, mind and soul. Step away from the stress of the ticking clock. Stop putting a time limit on this. If you've got expectations of when, you know, surrender to divine timing. Be patient. Disconnect from the phone, computer and TV and connect to nature's rhythmic cycles. Ground yourself by feeling the grass under your feet. This is the best way to unwind and renew your energy resources. By having this time out to unwind and reconnect with the oneness of nature, you'll feel refreshed and renewed to continue your work with inner calm and peace. You'll find that by doing this, the answers that you seek will come, and clarity and understanding will be achieved. And the affirmation is, I'm alive to nature's magic as I dissolve in the oneness of all that is. And the associated chakras are solar plexus and heart, so they're heart triggers. So, you know, for divine feminine or whoever is watching this video, whichever one of you that is, you've got to surrender. You've got to be patient. You've got to stop focusing on the goal and focus on the journey. It's the journey that's actually the gift. And you've got to be very careful. You know, when you're stepping into your own power and you're beginning to manifest, those negative thoughts that roll around in your head, this isn't working, I'm never going to get where I want to be, he doesn't care about me. This is all affirming negative stuff that's going to manifest. So you keep yourself blocked. And we've got excitement, frenzy and journey. I mean, that is like literally the third card that's come up with journey, and that's also a number 9. You know, you've got to journey. You've got to get excited about that journey and not the goal and the outcome. Surrender to that timing, get excited for the journey and enjoy it. Enjoy that process. For the Elf Queen, we've got introverted burden responsibility. So that really coincides with him taking no action, taking time out. Okay, taking time for himself. And then we've got the Weaver, fate, destiny. You've got to trust. You've got to trust divine intervention, divine timing. Very powerful. I really hope that helps part 4. So remember, I'm going live tomorrow evening. I'm going live on YouTube to do some free twin flame connection checks. So if you're not sure if you're dealing with a real twin or not, you can come along and you may get picked for a free check. I'll also be demonstrating some spirit release therapy, or SRT as I call it. So if you're interested in how that works, come along. We weren't able to stream last time because YouTube for some reason wouldn't allow it, but please send all your good thoughts and good vibes so that that can happen this time, because I'm really excited to connect with you guys. I love doing the live streams. They're always so much fun. So as usual, like, share and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the reading. If you'd like to get a private reading with me, you can, of course, find that information in the description box below. It's so lovely to see you guys, and I will catch up with you again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Wishing you a fabulous week ahead. You know, I used to hate Mondays, but I love them now. Start of a brand new week. So much exciting change coming. See you soon.